Now see, as for those plastic anchors, I brought this. I don't know why I brought that, but I happened to have a couple little plastic anchors in here that I used from before. You see? And I took them out from before, and this is okay. I don't really need that little end part. I can actually take that off and just push that into the drywall. Okay, and it will hold. And you see, I had two different sizes. I had those, and then I had some big ones. Look how big that is. Well, obviously, I know I can't use that, or at least I don't think I could. I think I'm going to try the small ones first. And I even have some other smaller screws of that. I've got some other little screws in here. Here's a couple little plastic anchors. And see, I've got some more of those metal anchors. See how big the threads are? That's designed to screw right into your drywall. Okay? And these were old ones, and usually when I take stuff out, I try to save stuff. You know what I mean? Because you never know. Here's some more. See? Look at all of them. And then I've got those. Okay, so I'm good. I'm good. Here's a different anchor. This one happens to be metal. That's a different size. Here's some other plastic anchors. And you just never know. And you know, worst case scenario, I could go to a hardware store, but I really don't want to go to a hardware store. I want to get this thing done, and without having to stop and go. And especially up at Tahoe, I have no idea how far it is to drive to go to a hardware store, right? So that's why I brought some bits and pieces along with me. This is kind of called going the extra mile for somebody, because could this possibly get loose later? See there? See how loose it was? I just pulled it right up. I was going to take my putty knife and do it. But if somebody put a towel on there and jerked on it, this thing would just be loose right on there. Because if you know screws, when you put a screw into brand new drywall, you could snug this up without spinning the screw. But if you try to tighten the screw, all it's going to do is spin, because your screw threads on your screws are only going into the drywall. You see what I mean? Okay, so I'm really glad I'm going the extra mile to take that off. Okay, I can clean off that excess, and I'm not going to putty up those holes, fill them up, because my bracket still goes there, right? Okay, I do see a little mark there that I'll put some putty on. I see some other marks. You know, once you start going, you'll start seeing more things. See that, and that. If I see it and I paint that, guess what? Anybody else is going to see that. Is it my responsibility when I'm painting, even for a friend? Is it my responsibility or not to go ahead, and if I see something like that, I try to fix that? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fix it. Okay? So you never know how long you're going to take for a project. It's not just all about slapping some paint up and painting around everything and not wiping down the cobwebs. See, that's another thing I'm going to have to do before I get done. I'm going to have to take my broom and go along the corners, because I see a cobweb up in there. You probably can't see it. And there could possibly be other areas with cobwebs here and there. So I'll take my broom, my painter's extension pole, and go around there. Now I took this ski hanger thing down, and I don't know, the screws weren't that long. I don't know if there's any wood behind there. Hopefully there is, but if not, guess what? I got some anchors, don't I? And see, when I took these handrails down, everything looked pretty good except the top the top hole on the left-hand side, this one right here, was just spinning. So I know I'm going to have to put a little plastic anchor there. And as you will recall, I've got at least 3 little plastic anchors here that I can use in a pinch. I might have to use this little metal one, but I'll try doing the small ones first. And then if that doesn't work and if something starts spinning, I can always go slightly bigger. I can't put a bigger one in, and then if this one starts spinning for some reason, I can't just put one of these in because the threads won't stay tight to the drywall. Do you see what I mean? All right, enough of that. Back to work I go.